Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are back. I want to send all the big blessings, big miracles out to everybody out there this morning because this is what we do to our neighbors, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back on it. You know, I refuse to not speak on how to treat your neighbor because every day we get up and we do this. It's a consistency, ladies and gentlemen. In case everybody out there don't know me, my name is Zed. You know what I'm saying? Zed is Zed, Zed with the bread, Peace Man Zed. It's a lot of, I got a lot of little tags, you know what I mean? But yeah, I do what I do from the heart. I was speaking the other day. I was sitting here at Drizzle House and I was speaking the other day, and I was speaking on loss, and this morning I was speaking on layers. It's one thing to lose a friend, an acquaintance, a loved one. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. We are here. We here. It's one thing to lose. But is it really a loss? Can we really evaluate that just a tad bit? I ain't gonna bore your ears now, but I like to say this morning topic is layers because we're all evolving. If we can agree on that, we are all evolving, and it's a beautiful thing to evolve because to evolve you have to place yourself at one point. I guess you can call it a beginning point, but yeah, you have to put yourself at a point in time on a path, and we like to speak on our paths as I guess you can call them trainings or groomings or preparations or preparatory event, you know what I mean? Because you're being prepared for this thing we experience every day called life, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, speaking on losses and layers. So when we experience a loss, let's just say that when we experience a loss, loss is perceived many different ways. Y'all can agree with me on that. A loss is perceived many different ways. A lot of people say, "Oh, they broke my car last night and stole my car." That's a loss. You know what I mean? A lot of people can say, "Well, hey, I lost $20 out my pocket. That's a loss." And you take that as a loss. You know what I mean? Because you got to charge it. You can't find it. You can't go back and retrieve it. You got to count it as a loss, or at least perceivably in our mind, you have to receive it as a loss or take it as a loss. You know what I'm saying? But is it really a loss? So now we begin to look into that. When a loved one, a sin. I'm gonna use that word, a sin, because it's avenues of that we don't quite fully 100% understand. When you take a loss of a loved one. But perceivably, it's society has put it on our mind to count it as a loss. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not here no more. They're gone. But are they really gone? We get used to the physical a lot of times. You know what I mean? And because we can't touch them no more. Just like that $20 you lost, you can't touch $20 no more. So it's gone. It's not there anymore. And you have to look at that and still push forward. You still have to push forward, in spite of the loss. Now, that could be a challenge, pushing forward, finding the energy, finding the ability, finding the gumption that it's going to take for you to get up and go out there in that world and do it again. Now, a lot of times, we as individuals, we allow a perceivably looked at loss as a hindrance, as a speed bump, it slows us down. We go through what this thing called grieving, the grieving period. So then you got layers. We got loss, and then we got layers. Then God, source, the positive energy in your life that you call love begin to peel back the layers of that perceivably looked at loss. You see what I'm saying? Loss and layers. So we'll call today's topic loss and layers. You take that loss, then, God began to dissect this loss, y'all. You might wake up sad one morning and you say, well, man, I done lost. My loss is gone. Mama gone, or daddy gone, sister, brother, auntie, uncle, friend, foe. They gone. But then God started to deal with you on it. You might go to sleep one day crying, and because that's how we've been taught to handle the grieving process or the loss. But then, you get up and you're going through these layers. Now, these layers different, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? Because you got many layers when it comes to a win or a loss. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people take a loss and then say, oh, I'm going to cry my eyes out. Or, oh, I'm going to let it stop me from going to work. Or, oh, I'm going to let it stop me from going to school. Or getting up to achieve that passion or that talent that has, been presented in your life. But a loss is given in layers a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? You go through happy ups and downs. You go through ins and outs of this loss. Y'all know what it is, of this loss. And you begin to grow. You begin to evolve within this loss. You see what I'm saying? But see, our source, our creator is different. He'll show you things from your loss. He'll give you gifts from your loss. You see what I'm saying? You begin to see the layers peel off like an onion from loss. Now, this is loss we looking at. We studying. We dissecting. We going into this word called loss. Because we done lost something. It's gone. It's not there anymore. You can't touch it. You can't hug it. You can't kiss it. You can't tell it I love you. Perceivably. But now we look into the spirit. Yeah. We look into that spirit. We go to, let's say the first layer of loss is greed. You know what I'm saying? We mad. We angry. We upset. We're sad. And then you begin to see what he wanted to bring out of you from that loss. So then you got to start looking at the talent that's been gained from that loss. The motivation to help your neighbor that has been gained from that loss. And then you gain a little happiness. It's not happiness because that person gone, but it's happiness because that void that has come in your life from that loss is now channeling. And it's saying, hey, let's give. Let's love. Let's learn. Let's build. Let's save. Let's heal. Let's build up. All from loss now. So now you begin to get all these gifts from a loss. So is that what we're really doing, ladies and gentlemen? Are we really losing? Or are we gaining? Because that loved one has graduated. But guess what? If they hadn't graduated, you would have never gained from a loss. But we taught, vocabulary-wise, that a loss is a loss. Because when two teams playing a game, what they doing? They playing a game to what? Perceivably win. Am I right? What are we doing? Are we winning from a game? Or are we losing from a game? Because somebody get the win, somebody get the loss. But the person that understands the true meaning of the loss, they really win. They really win, ladies and gentlemen. And then you start to say, well, darn, is loss really so bad? Did God pull that person away from me so that I could stay the same? Or so that I could evolve and grow and discover and have breakthroughs, great breakthroughs that came from loss? You see what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? Then God began to peel back them layers. You said, Lord, what is you doing? What? My mama ain't here no more, but Lord God, what is you doing? My daddy ain't here no more, but ladies and gentlemen, what is God doing? Is he really showing me the layers? Is he peeling them back so I can have a great reveal? You see what I'm saying? So we got to really look into. See, a lot of times we've been groomed to take a word like loss and say, man, it's over. Because in a lot of genres, a lot of groups, a lot of areas, a lot of arenas, loss mean you gone. It's over with. You done. You done. Because when it comes to the championship game at the end of a season, the team that lost is what? Finito, over with, done. Am I right or am I wrong? That's what they say. Come back next year. You might win again next year. You might win next year. But now, loss, ladies and gentlemen, I've been shown differently. A loss is a win on a whole lot of levels now, because I told you in the beginning when we said loss and layers, this is what we're doing. Joseph said, what's your topic? I said, loss. But then I turned around and I said, layers. So we got the LL effect going on. We got the LL effect, loss and layers. The layers of lost. True enough, a lot of us done lost children. We done lost sisters, brothers. Miss Gresham, I see you watching. We done lost children's, friends, foes. We done lost jobs, houses, cars, money, jewelry, clothes, relationships, business relationships. We done lost a lot of things, but can we really count it as a loss? Because so much good. How do you explain so much good that came from a loss? So is loss really bad? Let's just think now. Like my partner Chuck C say, is loss really bad? Sometimes we need to lose to get back up, to keep going. Sometimes you got to fall down to say, man, this time when I get up, if I lose again, I'm going to win. So see, then you begin to change what you thought was once bad. It began to transform because God's still peeling back them layers now. You got layers of success that coming from a loss. So when people saying, oh, you lost, y'all lost. No, you didn't. So everybody out there that think they done had a loss, or that has lost, or that did not win, perceivably in their mind, you are a winner. You have gained something great from your loss. So don't let nobody tell you what they want to tell you when it comes to a loss. Because you are a winner. You have won. What they say, it's already done. I'm just saying that we're speaking on one word, a simple word. It's always a lesson, baby, to be taught. So see, the more you allow him to pull back layers in your life, whether it's a loss, whether it's perceivably a win, you've never lost. You always win. At least that's what God has taught me, because I'm just a child. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just a child. I'm just a child, man. I mean, come on now. We all children. We are all children. We all here to learn a lesson. And sometimes God can't teach that lesson unless you lose. Unless you lose. You gotta lose, bag, to win. He had to take mama so you could win, baby. You see what I'm saying? He had to take daddy so you could win. He had to take sister brother, so you would go ahead and win. Because, see, we've been taught the loss is bad. And see, a lot of times, you know, when that word get laid on you, a lot of people never get back up, y'all. They never get back up. They never get back up. But do you really think the spiritual energy of the person that left, the love that they displayed, the patience that they gave you, the trials and tribulations y'all went through together, do you really think them leaving would want you to just lay down and give up and don't get back up and try again and don't get up and go tomorrow and do it again and try again and practice harder to learn that loss is really a win? See, this is what I was talking about this morning. A lot of times people take a vision or affirmation and they'll read it for the surface because they just looking at it for that first layer, that outer layer. That's all they're looking at because they've been paralyzed by the word loss. I'm going to say that again. They'll be looking at it from the outer layer because they ain't allowed the love of God to come in and say, hey, peel that first layer out, peel it off, because I got something else I want to show you that's on the inside. But see, a lot of times we'll allow the word lost to say, no, I don't want it no more. I don't want to try no more. I'm going to give up. I don't want to go no more. I don't want to get back up. I don't want to do it. But you ain't peeled back that layer. What about the layers? And the lessons to learn from peeling back the layers, from peeling off the layers. So we got to learn from this word that's called loss now. You got to learn from it. You can't cut this divine intervention, this divine intelligence that's coming from the great beyond. Because, see, right now, I ain't hooked up to nothing. I ain't got no cords in my back. Ain't nothing in my... This coming from... Come on now. This coming from inside, y'all. Come on now. You might say, what's it with the word? Where you getting the words from? Is you reading on a teleprompter? No, I'm not reading on a teleprompter. Come on now. I had to lose. I had to experience loss. But see, in loss, you gain so much strength. You lost. You laying there, you lost. You going home out the gymnasium. You walking off the football field because you lost. But it's really a win. A lot of people might not understand that right then and there. Because they saying your team lost. Your team didn't score the points it took to win. But did they? Because there's a lot of players out there that lost. But guess where they at? They in the NFL. They in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? They doing great things. They doing things that people said or someone said that they would never do. They'll never do that because you lost. Come on now. We studying this word called loss. And we can't reject peeling back the layers. Come on, y'all. I get full. I cry. Yeah, I have to. Because I got to peel back the layers. Big H left because he said, boy, you got a lot of layers to peel back. You better start peeling back them layers so you can see what it is you're here to do. And you can talk to the ones that's going through the same thing. You got to do it. So you can be reinvented, so you can evolve. You know what I'm saying? We have to evolve, ladies and gentlemen, because if we refuse to evolve, we will never get to where God made you lose to get. You had to lose to get there, though. And on a lot of levels and a lot of circles, a loss for a whole lot of people and say, oh, man, don't nobody want him. Don't nobody want that. Don't nobody want her. Because they perceivably, they losing. Or they're being called a loser. So guess what? I'm a loser, but I'm going to be the greatest loser they ever seen. You hear me? I'm going to be the greatest loser they ever seen. And if I got a loss, if I took a loss in order to win, I'm going to take the greatest loss of all time. They're going to call me the GOAT of loss. I'm the GOAT of loss. I'll be the GOAT of losing. Because guess what? I lost, but they ain't peeled back my layers yet, baby. They ain't peeled back my layers. It's layers to this, y'all. So anybody ever tell y'all lost, they a lie. They lying in your face. You lost. You're a loser. I received that. Because God finna do something else for me. He finna transform. He finna pull back them layers. He finna pick me up. Because see, I lost. So see, perceivably, if I lost, where I'm at, I'm laying down in the dirt. I'm down. I'm not up. But am I? I'm down, but I'm up at the same time. You see what I'm saying? Because now he finna say, okay, now that they cheering for those that won, but ain't nobody cheering for you because you lost. You see what I'm saying? Ain't nobody cheering for you because you lost. Perceivably, you are out of the game. It's over with for you. It's not going to happen. That's what they're saying. Because everybody is cheering. Everybody celebrating. Oh, for the winners. But then he come after he peel off them layers. You done peel off the layer. So now we know you done lost. And now when God say, well, come on. Let me pick you up. Let's go. Let me pick you up. And now I'm finna peel some layers off. Now you don't look like the loser no more. Because he done peeled the layers off. You see what I'm saying? Now you start to transform. Now you start to look different. They say, but there's somebody that might recognize and say, but I thought they lost. Well, yeah. That's what God needed you to see. In order for you not to see that, no, he really a winner. He lost, but he won. Sarita, he lost, but he won. So see, when you hear people say, oh, my mama died, my daddy died,